Our last evening in Colorado, we had dinner together at the famous airport restaurant in Colorado Springs. Hi, this is Dave with Dave's TR4A. Thanks for coming back to my channel. This is going to be episode 5 of our trip out west. During the 4 days we were in Colorado, there were some things that we did and scenes that I neglected to include in previous videos. So I'm going to go through those now because I think they're kind of cool to see. So anyway, sit back and enjoy. So the first picture here is back on June 6th when we were coming down the Pikes Peak Road, and we had to stop at the mandatory brake check, and Mike and Kathy Clark are in front of us, and we're right behind them. Everybody got through okay. We're all good boys, so nobody made us park our cars and wait for the brakes to cool off. So I guess as a testimony to manual transmissions. Later that same day, we decided to go visit the Garden of the Gods, which is a park that's right within, I think it's between Colorado Springs and Manitou Springs. And it's really spectacular. As you can see, these rock formations and everything. So we have some shots here of going through the roads through the park, and it was just really interesting to see. So on the last day, the plan was for all of us to drive up Mount Evans, which is a little bit higher than Pikes Peak, and it's actually the highest paved road in the continental United States. Well, Colleen and I decided to kind of pace ourselves as we had a lot more traveling to do, and quite frankly, the altitude of Pike, there wasn't so much the climb up. I mean, the car ran great again, as I said, and all that, but once you're up there, that altitude is really a killer. I mean, well, it might have been that we weren't the youngest people up there either, but it took a lot out of us. So what we decided was we were just going to let the rest of the group go up Mount Evans, and then we were going to go shopping in the old Manitou section of town, and then we'd meet up for dinner at the airport restaurant later that night. So here's the group that summited Mount Evans. The report I got back was that the road going up to the summit has some really bad spots in it, where you had to steer around some pretty deep potholes and stuff. And I'm kind of glad I didn't go then, and because of that, because my car doesn't have a whole lot of ground clearance, although theirs don't either, I guess. But I didn't want to risk tearing the mufflers off of the thing when we still had, 4,000 miles to go or whatever on our trip. So, but they said the weather was pretty good, although you can see it was a little chilly. But yeah, they had a good time. So Colin and I took off for the old section of Manitou Springs, and I was lucky enough to find a parking spot right on the street. Unfortunately, it was right in front of the Christmas store, so we spent some time in there, and it's one of the things we found, obviously, when you're traveling like this in a small car with luggage and everything, there's not a lot of room in the car for extra things like souvenirs for family members and stuff like that. So we had to really limit what we could get for everybody. But it was, we did what we could. Our last night in Colorado, we had dinner at the famous airplane restaurant. It's right at the Colorado Springs Airport, and it's basically a Boeing KC-97 tanker built in 1953 that they built a restaurant around. So it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of like a mini museum inside the place, and we didn't actually get to eat in the plane itself, but because of the size of our group. But it was a lot of fun, and the food was excellent. We had a great time there. Today's June 9th. It's the day that our friends from Cincinnati head back home, and we head towards the Grand Tetons. So this is them leaving here in a minute, and we're going to be leaving shortly after that. I think we had the car packed up. We were just saying goodbye to everybody. So anyway, on to the next adventure. Somebody will buy. That's it for now. please like and subscribe.